Good evening, everyone. Time for this week's silver update. Well, we had a spectacular move in the paper silver today. One that was only rivaled by the drop that we had here in May. But just an incredible 2 days. Actually, if we're looking at a daily move, I think today was a record. So it was a unbelievable drop. You can see the line that I've drawn that we dropped below, and I was expecting a drastic move, but nothing like this. We've actually gone down and hit support back, which was established back in December of last year. We've fully wiped out an entire year's worth of gains. I think at one point silver was up 50% for the year. That's completely wiped out. So an incredible move, one that wasn't duplicated by any other commodity or stock or any other asset. It was an unbelievable move for a daily move. As I said yesterday, I got out of my AGQ puts, and I'm really kicking myself for doing so. Obviously, I left a few $1,000s on the table of what those would have been. Fortunately today, when I saw this print, when I saw us actually print a sub 30 price right here at about a little after 3 o'clock, when I saw this dropping down below 30, I decided I was going to go ahead and jump back in to the AGQ position long, and so I'm now long AGQ options. But the move in the AGQ is absolutely breathtaking. You can see that we were trading above 200 just earlier this week and last week when I made the recommendation, and then we have dropped. We actually touched 110 on as the low, and if you remember, the strike I chose was the 190, and we hit 110. So that option moved eightfold. The option that I just jumped into when I saw this spike right here, I got into the AGQ 120 call, which I got in at 15. I got those at 15. You can see the range for the day was 27 through 14. Now that's a gap down open. I think this, you can see there's the change, down 39.9. This option is down 68.4% on the day. So I went ahead and jumped in long this option. I just had a feeling when we spiked below 30 briefly, when I saw on the daily chart that we were touching this support line, I decided, well, if we're going to bounce, we should bounce here. Now, it's a possibility that we won't bounce. I've drawn the next support line, which is all the way down at 21.50. So that's the next target. If we don't bounce but keep slicing through, I will obviously dump my options if we make new lows and cut my losses, but I will gladly pay a premium to have the opportunity to buy silver in the 20s. So I don't have any qualms about losing money on those calls and dumping them if we actually get prices in the 20s, because that would just be phenomenal. It's a once in a lifetime opportunity. I know a lot of people have commented on my channel that I don't give specific times to go in and buy, or they don't hear those, or they're not sure when to buy. Now is the time to buy. This is an unbelievable opportunity. Can it go lower than this? Yes, I believe it can. But I think if we move in and look at the volume that we've done, it's not too likely that we're going to go much lower than this. One, because it's support, and two, because we've had massive volume enter in here. Let's go out to the 30-minute and take a look at it. So this is very, very high volume. it's highly likely that we'll get a bounce and at least test this and possibly even test up in here when we do bounce. So it's an incredible opportunity because it's actually closing near a low on a Friday for the weekend. So you have the whole weekend to go out and buy physical silver, and this is a gift to anybody who has been following silver for as long as I have. The last time I bought, I've told you before, the last purchase I made was at 25 on this dip right here, and to get a gift like this, to be able to buy physical again nearly a year later, to have that price is incredible. So let's take a look at what's available now. I did a search on Gainesville, and I went ahead and did a 1 ounce all countries search, and you can see we have the Cougar here. And I told you yesterday I didn't really like that coin that well, but when you're looking at these prices, you may want to pick some up. You can pick up 500 of these Cougars for $35 a coin. That is unbelievable. I don't know how many Gainesville has left, but that's one that I'm going to have to highly recommend. The other buys, of course, are going to be your rounds and bars. The generic bars are out of stock, and I fully expect to see places like Gainesville and APMEX and Tulving probably completely wiped out of stock. So we'll have to see if that's what happens next. If the price stays low, I fully expect that those places will be out of silver. Here's some rounds. You can get some Johnson Matthey or Engelhard rounds. You can get some Sunshine Mint rounds for 33 and a half bucks. You can get some Silver Buffaloes here for 32 bucks. Unbelievable. So there's some good deals here. They might not last very long. Here's a Silver Panda. Now that's $8 premium, but again, when's the last time you could have picked up Chinese pandas for below $40? So you can see their monster boxes are gone. If we jump on over to APMEX, I have to come back and recommend this America the Beautiful coin here. It's the 5 ounce Olympic National Park coin, and it's only $33, 33 something an ounce. So you just can't go wrong with that. They've got 244 of those left. I can't recommend that highly enough. You can get this coin for around 33 bucks an ounce of silver. So those are some of the deals that I'm recommending. A lot of the numismatic ones have not come down, and again, that's to show you why I've recommended the numismatic coins. I have a lot of the koalas. You can see that the 2007 koala is still $120 a coin. The 2008 is $100 a coin. The 2009s are around $38. That's a pretty good price on those 2009s, even though it's $7 above spot. As far as the dragons, obviously there aren't any of those left. On the kookaburras, the 1 ounces are gone for 2012. They do have the 1 ounce 2011, but you can see they're all the way up at $43, and they're saying the Perth Mint is sold out. But still, that's a pretty big premium. I can't recommend that. That's just too high of a premium. Looking at the older ones, you can see they've got the numismatic value holding up there, so there's not going to be much available of the older ones at a lower price. You're still looking at about 50 bucks a coin. So I encourage you to search around and try to find the best deals. Obviously, as I recommended yesterday, I strongly recommend I'm picking up some of the junk silver. I know a lot of people don't like to deal with dimes, so if you go to specific coins by the bag, you can get down to the Standing Liberty quarters. Those are a little expensive. Here's some Washington quarters. Those are fairly reasonable, probably 33 or so, 34 an ounce. And you can also get half dollars. Here's Barber halves, but those are a little bit more expensive. Walking Libs, 2,500 for 71.5 ounces. So that's a pretty good price. So this is a gift. This is a weekend where you have the entire weekend to go and make your selections and clean these guys out, because I predict that if these prices stay as low as they are for any significant amount of time, these guys are going to be cleaned out. I'm looking for a very large bounce next week, but then again, we may actually have more selling and penetrate this support area. I would be very shocked to see that, but after seeing this, nothing would shock me. Now, as I mentioned before, we didn't have that type of sell-off. I mean, we had quite a sell-off in gold, but nothing like the sell-off in silver. If you look at crude oil, we just kind of had an average sell-off type day. We're still above $80 a barrel. If we pull up the stocks, you can see that the Dow Jones Industrials began to dip below the support line for this area here, which I pointed out as a key area right here. But we really didn't have much of a sell-off. So you have to ask yourself why. If we're going into a recessionary period and the economy is going to turn down drastically, why aren't stocks forecasting that? Why did silver plunge 15% and the stock market hardly budge? So obviously there are going to be a lot of people talking about manipulation to punish the paper longs in silver, and clearly they did that yesterday and today. They pretty much cleaned them out. I can't imagine too many of the paper longs standing in front of this train that's coming at them. So really bad news for the paper longs, really good news for the physical buyers. You're getting bargain prices that I never thought we'd see again. So it's time to back up the truck, and it's time to load the boat and buy physical silver. And we'll talk to you next time.